guys, it's your girl BREY. Welcome back to my channel, and well, today I am going to be doing a highly requested video. So basically, for the past few days and just like past few weeks, you guys have been requesting highly requesting that I do a conspiracy theory video. I thought about it and I was like, you know what, this is actually really cool because I love conspiracy videos and this would just be lit. So then I did some researching and I was able to find 5 very just shocking conspiracy theories that actually blew my mind. I've never heard these before and I'm so excited to share them with you guys today. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the video. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Alright, so basically guys, the first conspiracy theory is about WallE. Now, if you don't know what WallE is a little robot, like a cute little robot from a show, or not show, a movie where basically the world is just polluted and there's a bunch of fat people, like not fat people, like, you know, overweight people living in outer space, and he is supposed to be cleaning like the earth so then they can come back and whatever. He's a very cute little robot, or so you thought, because when I was younger, I loved WallE. I even have a blanket of him. Like, I loved WallE. He used to be my wallpaper, whatever. I just loved WallE, okay? And I would always go around and I'd always be like, WallE, because, you know, that's what he did. So then basically the theory is that he is a psychopath and kills other robots. So then when you hear that, you're like, what? That is not true, because, like, WallE is, like, really nice, you know? He's not like that. So basically, the reason why you don't see in the film other robots laying around, you just see their arms or their whatever their metal parts throughout the movie, like just scattered, is because he basically killed them. So what happened was that WallE actually really wanted to, while he was cleaning up, you know, doing what he needed to do, he really wanted to keep certain things as souvenirs. Now, other WallE robots would not let him, and just things like that. So then he started to get mad, and then that's when he committed a crime of just wiping out all of the WallEs. They were like his brothers, whatever, like he just wiped them all out. He killed them, and even in the film, you could see him clearly just ripping other WallE's arms and just stuff like that. When you see that in the film, you don't think of it much. You're just like, oh, whatever, it's an arm, you know? But like, once you actually start looking deeper into it, it starts to get a little bit more crazy. They basically wiped out a whole planet worth of WallEs, and that took about like 700 years. It was a 700-year-old murder spree of just WallE killing other WallEs. I know it sounds horrible, but that's basically what it is. And like, I think that was the reason why the earth, when you see it in the movie, it's literally still really polluted, because most of the WallEs are dead and WallE himself just can't clean up everything. So that just messed my brain up. Now for the second one, I actually started crying for this because it's just sad, like, you get what I'm saying? So then basically, if you guys don't know, this is about Pocoyo. Pocoyo is a small little kid who is sweet and hangs around with 2 of his friends. So basically he has 2 friends, and one of them, well, it's like 2 of his closest friends. The first one is an elephant, she's a girl, and her name is Ellie. The other one is a boy, and he's a duck, and his name is Pato. So then basically, he lives in a white world, and he basically just learns about different things and just like what they are and stuff like that. And basically the theory is that he is in a coma, and the reason, like, the things that I have to support this is this. Just hear me out here. He lives in a white world, okay? So like with his only 2 friends, who I said, Ellie and Pato. All the objects that he sees are new to him. Like, I remember watching this cartoon, and every single time he would wonder what it was, I would always just be like, man, like, is you that dumb? It was really weird for me that he didn't know certain objects. And there was always like a little voice telling him what it was and explaining to him and stuff like that.
Would you like to try Pocoyo?
Part of evidence is that male voice, which is like the narrator, he basically represents like a person who is in the hospital taking care of him. It could be anyone really, but in the cartoon it shows up as a man voice, which showing up, it can be a doctor, it can be a nurse, it could also be a father or a grandparent or an uncle. So you don't really know whose voice that can be, but it is known that it is like someone taking care of him, and he's basically just in this like coma thing. So then so like if you still don't believe it, just think about it. Okay, he's a young boy who he suffered from like a brain injury or something like that, and then he basically fell into a coma, and before having brain surgery or whatever is in a hospital with a narrator, which is actually a male voice who is taking care of him, which he is hearing from the hospital room or whatever. He lives in a white world with only 2 friends who are his imaginary friends, just taking care of him, and he's imagining things, relearning things from that he forgot from his injury or whatever. So then that's honestly, this is kind of like, that's kind of sad. Like, I don't know. Alright, now I know I said we were going to be talking about very, very like deep subjects and stuff like that, and the next one is going to be really deep, but this one is a little bit less deep. Now, I'm pretty sure you all remember the show Tom and Jerry. It is still around. It is still pretty popular. If you ask me, most of my friends still love Tom and Jerry. I'm looking at you, Ashley. But really, Tom and Jerry, basically, there's a conspiracy theory that Tom and Jerry represent Nazi propaganda. Why, you may ask? Well, it is said that Tom and Jerry came out in the time that the Great Britain War or something like that was around or whatever, or like had started, whatever, through that period. And that was basically like a little like, it wasn't little, it was like a World War II that was fought in the air, something like that. I don't know, something like that. And basically, the names, it all starts with the names. Tom and Jerry. Now, Tom equals Tommies, which is how the British soldiers are named. The Jerrys are basically the German soldiers, and that's kind of where the Nazi propaganda kind of ties in, I guess you would say. And basically, in the show, Tom is always chasing Jerry. Jerry is always running away from Tom. Jerry is always outsmarting Tom, which I guess is kind of what happened in the real world or something. So basically, people think that because it's kind of like hinting. It's like when you post something on your story or somewhere and you're referring to someone, but you're not actually saying it. Tom and Jerry is basically like that. And it basically is why it is said that it's Nazi propaganda. Being smarter in some ways, like always like being smarter than Tom in some occasions, supposedly that represents German intelligence. I don't know. I don't really see what's the difference or whatever, but yeah. Alright, now this 4th one is actually really, really deep, and if you guys get triggered by sexual abuse, and I don't recommend you guys watching this, I recommend you guys skipping to the last one, which is a little less dark. And this one is really, really dark. When I first read this one, this kind of like effed me up. I was just like, wait, what? And like, it makes so much sense. And it is a theory that Timmy, you know, Timmy from Fairy Godparents, was sexually abused. And the reason why basically was that Timmy's godparents died in a car crash, and that's really sad. And he was really close to them, so then he just kind of like, you know, he started to feel really, really sad and stuff. Basically what anyone would do if someone who they love died. And then he has 2 goldfish who he likes to imagine that those fishes are his godparents. So basically he likes to think that his godparents are always with him, and they're always protecting him, looking over him, but in a form of fishes. His fishes, for him, he imagines that his fishes are his godparents. He has a sister, basically, and his sister's always hitting him, but he doesn't tell anyone because his parents don't really care. So then he just doesn't really see a point of telling anybody, which is why he doesn't tell. And Mr. Crooker, which if you watched this show when you were younger, or you still do, then you know that mean evil teacher always wants to take his fairy godparents away. And the thing is that basically people believe that Mr. Crooker sexually abused Timmy Turner because, like, they just think that he sexually abused him, and that, like, it happened multiple times and stuff like that. And the reason why Mr. Crooker, reason why he always wants to take away the two fishes, you know, the fairy godparents, is because the fairy godparents represent Timmy Turner's innocence. So that's pretty dark, and like it actually kind of does make sense in a way, but it's just like really, really dark, and I've never really thought about it like that. I always thought it was just some weird, just crazy old man who just happens to want to take away something from a kid. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really see it that way, but I guess sometimes we just don't know. Now, for the next one, this isn't that dark. You all know, if you guys have ever watched The Backyardians, you know, Unica from The Backyardians, there's like a pigeon. I mean, not a pigeon, what the fuck? There's a penguin, there's a moose, there's a bunch of people. I know that one of them is named Tyrone. I don't know all of them, but I know that one of them is named Tyrone. But basically, the conspiracy theory is that Unica from Backyardians is basically an imagination from all the children, or animals, or whatever they are. Just, you get what I'm saying? So then basically the reason why, I don't know why exactly they like invented her, but that's basically just like an imagination that they all have. And like, cause like they're all specific animals, but there isn't really like her species, like what she isn't really like say what kind of animal she is. And if you guys know what kind of animal she is, comment that down below, because I'd like to know, honestly, like personally. So like, there's a conspiracy theory, like I said, that she's fake, you know, she's not real, she's just part of the little kids' imaginations or whatever. And yeah, ladybug or something, which will let you know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's just a ladybug or something, but a really, really big ladybug. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, what do you guys think about these conspiracy theories? Which one was your favorite one? Which one was the most shocking one? Or what do you think about them? Do you think they're real? Do you think they're total BS? Or what do you think about them? Just comment that down below, guys. Also, don't forget to comment down below what other videos you guys want to see in the future. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. All link in the description down below. If you guys want to know more about this, all of my resources will be in the description down below. I love you guys so much. See you next time. Peace.